It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday. We are starting it off with nice warm temperatures. Wow, we are already in the upper 60s. That's how you know it's going to be a warm day in the Ozarks. In fact, once again, we are talking about temperatures that may approach records here in the Ozarks. Nothing compared to what's going on down in Texas. Triple-digit heat already this early in the summer, a sign of a hot and humid summer to come. We have above average temperatures in the forecast in the Ozarks today. We're starting out in the upper 60s and will warm into the mid and upper 80s across the region today. Much like yesterday, I think those heat index values could feel closer to 90, and it's just going to be kind of another summer-like day across the region. Now, there will be some changes in this forecast, but what doesn't change, at least in the next couple of days, is that we're going to keep this very warm and humid air mass in place, which means our above normal temperatures are going to stay in place today, tomorrow, Saturday, even Sunday of this weekend, looking like the warm air is going to stick around into the early part of next week. And not only do we have this very warm air mass, we also have unsettled weather. It moves in as early as tonight through the weekend and lasting through the early part of next week. Now, this is not to say that it's going to rain all day, every day, starting tonight, lasting through early next week. The weekend is not a washout, but what we do have are several rounds of showers and thunderstorms with the overall pattern that's going to be setting up in the Ozarks. And I am expecting that some of those storms could be on the strong side. There is a potential for strong to severe thunderstorms in the Ozarks. I think the first chance for us is going to arrive on Friday. Still some uncertainty here with the timing, but what looks possible is all modes of severe weather, as well as the potential for some really locally heavy downpours, which, saturated ground in combination with that, it could result in some flooding across the Ozarks in the coming days. The breakdown looks hot, near 90 degrees for the high temperature today. It is going to be roasty toasty out there this afternoon with some cloud cover. I do have a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, about a 50% chance each day. So not a washout, but at some point we'll have some strong storms in the forecast each and every day. Low temperatures get a little bit cooler. This morning we're starting out near 70 degrees. So no night looks cold or cool in the Ozarks, but we will at least be back into the low 60s tomorrow morning. And I've got low 60s in the forecast as we head into Saturday morning and Sunday morning as well. Highs will still be in the upper 80s on Friday. We're in the mid 80s on Saturday and Sunday, but there will be rain in the forecast through this entire time period. And I am expecting that at least some of the opportunities are going to carry some severe weather chances with it. Best chance for that happening looks to arrive on Friday. We are not the only ones that are going to experience this severe weather chance. In fact, severe thunderstorms and flash flooding happening today for the northern and central plains, all the way into parts of the Midwest. Those will roll into the Ozarks overnight tonight into early Friday. We've also got dangerous heat happening down in Texas, not only today and through the end of the work week, but really through the middle of the weekend and the early part of next week. That dangerous heat and triple-digit heat index values are going to linger through much of Texas. We've also got critical fire weather conditions happening again for much of the southwestern United States. So a whole lot happening across the country. Here, we're just going to be talking the unsettled weather for the immediate time period. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question. And the question that I left you with yesterday was this: what is the name of the scale used to measure the intensity of tornadoes based on the damage they can cause to structures and vegetation? The options that I gave you were A, the Richter scale, B, the Saffir-Simpson scale, C, the enhanced Fujita scale, or D, the Beaufort scale. And the answer is the enhanced Fujita scale. C, yes, EF scale. You probably know that living in the Ozarks because we are accustomed to rating our tornadoes on that scale. The enhanced Fujita scale is indeed used to rate the intensity of tornadoes based on wind speed and the resulting damage. You have to look at the damage to structures and take into account how those structures were built. Is this wind knocking down a brick building versus an outhouse? Is it tearing up the crops in a field completely, or is it just kind of forging a path through those areas? All of these things come into play when rating some of the tornadoes and estimating their wind speeds. This scale replaced the original Fujita scale back in 2007, and it ranges from EF0, which is the weakest tornado, to EF5, which is the strongest. And it uses a combination of damage indicators and degrees of damage to estimate wind speeds and assign the EF rating. So congrats if C, enhanced Fujita scale, was your answer. Here's the quiz question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Which type of severe weather event, often associated with warm, moist air rising rapidly, can produce heavy rainfall, lightning, and flash flooding in a short period? Do you think it's A, a blizzard, B, a derecho, C, a mesocyclone, or D, a thunderstorm? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning. It is going to be a hot one in the Ozarks. Find a way to stay cool, stay hydrated through the day too. Take a sip of that water now while you're listening to the podcast this morning, and I'll chat with you again first thing tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet.